Good morning. My name's Chris, and today I'd like to show you how I place a large air layer. So you start by getting all your materials you're going to need ready. I've got my pot. This is a bucket. It's actually an ice cream bucket. It's about the size of a 3-gallon or a 5-gallon trade pot. I've drilled my holes in the bottom and put a nice cut in it so I can put it around the trunk of the tree. And I have clippers, a little brush for putting on some rooting hormone, and a little knife for scoring the tree. And this is pretty much all you need. And I've got some rooting hormone. This is Clonex. This stuff works great. So I start by removing any branches that are going to be in the way. These little guys here, you could leave them on and they would root out, but I find that if you do leave these on, they'll send up suckers because they've got little nodes and everything. So you want to try to avoid as many suckers as you can. At least I like to. I like to grow my trees in tree form. So cut those off. And now what I'm going to do is just score it. On a lot of my air layers, I will I'll girdle the tree. I'll actually remove a ring of bark all the way around and scratch the cambium and make sure it's all cleaned off before I put rooting hormone on. But with the really large ones, I'm going to leave this on until next spring. And today is I think it's like July 12th today. So this is going to be on here a long time. And so I don't girdle the tree. I don't want to hinder its growth. So I'll just scratch it a little bit, and with enough time, they always root out. This is 100% of the time these things root out if you do it this way. So I'll just put a few scratches. I like to use a little serrated knife because it makes a couple nice little scratches. And you can see I have a few bricks here. This is what I use. I'll put the bricks down to hold up the air layer. I don't just with these big ones, these buckets get pretty heavy, so I don't depend on the tree to hold it. I don't want to damage the tree. So I scratch this up a little bit, and I didn't go very deep, just enough to show some green so that it'll absorb this rooting hormone. And then I'll just paint it on. Get it about to where I need to be. Okay, so this is going to go all the way up to here. Should put a little bit more scratches in there. You don't need to do this with the scratching and the rooting hormone. These things will eventually root out, but I find that it works really well if you do use the rooting hormone. With enough time, the figs always root out if they're exposed to the soil and moisture. Alright, so I cut this like this so that I can easily get it right around the tree. I don't have to spend much time doing it. And then have a couple pieces of tape ready to go. This tape is this is like a stucco tape. It's just a plastic tape, and it sticks really well to plastic, so that's why I use it. And it holds up pretty good to the weather. Put that on there. Now I'm not going to enclose this air layer all the way. This is going to stay open on the top and open on the bottom, and I'm going to water it just like I water my plants at the same time. Just make sure it stays moist. We'll definitely want to have good drainage in the bottom because it's going to act just like any other potted plant once it starts growing roots. So we get that, and then the last step here is going to be put the soil in. The soil I'm using is just a composted mix that we make here. It's horse manure and goat manure, wood chips and stuff, and some topsoil in it. And then I add perlite. We age it for about 6 months. Keep stirring it, hot composted over the winter. And I don't really do anything special for these large air layers because this is going to be a tree that I'm just going to put into probably about a 15-gallon pot and keep it here on the farm. Oh, this is, I didn't mention, it's Coldodon Noir. Coldodon Noir tree. I always see people posting, what do I do with all these shoots that are coming up from my tree? My tree's not fruiting, it's got all these shoots coming up. And this is one way you can get rid of those shoots without just wasting, and you can make another tree. This is a long-term kind of little project though. This takes a while to do these bigger ones. You can take them off in the fall before dormancy, but I prefer to leave them on, let the tree go dormant, and then just before they wake up, I'll come in underneath of this and I'll cut this off. Usually I do it about March before the trees wake up. So, and they work every time. So that's it. Last thing I do is I have all these trees set up for doing this, so I have emitters ready to go for this, and I'll just put that guy in there, and every time I water the trees it'll get some water, and that's it.